back to the channel, a channel that is all about crafting new here. Thanks so much for joining us. But if you're stopping by, please do consider subscribing and joining this family all about making Jesus proud over here. This is the channel you want to join. But if you're part of the family, you already know. I love and appreciate you. Thanks so much for coming back. So today we are talking about heal first. Let's get right into it. I have realized, I don't know if it's just me, but I have realized that most of us as a Christian, the conversation of healing first before you enter in a relationship, in marriage, is not necessarily a big conversation to us. I mean, abantu basezweni, they do it, and I like it. I like ukuthi we need to deal with certain things before shad. You need to deal with certain things before you commit yourself into a serious relationship. And also communicate that to you know what, so that also your partner is aware of where you're coming from and your struggles and your pain, your traumas, so that Nayagwas go by a little bit patient with you. But I feel like with us as Christians, it just kind of seems like and I don't think that's necessarily the case, because Nancy sindlula through things. Whether it's family traumas, whether it's past relationships, whether it's friendships, all these things zihamba zivele kutheni kuyoba nalama experiences lawa akulimaza. They start to affect your trust, they start to affect your patience, they start to affect the way you feel about yourself. Maybe you're a little bit insecure. It's because of all these things. So I felt like let's come on here and have that conversation to say heal. Take the time to take care of yourself. And with us, it's even better because we have Christ that we can go to. But you need to identify these things. You need to see them. I'm a little bit insecure. Where does that come from? Let me deal with that. I have trust issues. Where does that come from? If I'm for a day, I panic. We need to deal with all those things. And I feel like because as abazalwane, we don't have these conversations of saying, Nati, we have things that we deal with. Ezingafika emshadweni zivele, umshado ugcina ungasebenzi. Kungasikho ukuthi is not the right partner. Kungasikho ukuthi didn't pray enough. Kungasikho ukuthi uNkulunkulu didn't approve. But also the emotional side of things, where are you okay emotionally for you to commit to someone? And this is a personal thing that you have to do and say, my partner deserves a better Nomonde. My partner deserves a healed Nomonde. My partner deserves a Nomonde that took time to heal before angene emshadweni. So I share this with my family that one time the Lord just dropped it in my spirit to good team. Because I was raised by a single parent, I have independent issues. I don't know how to ask help. I want to do things for myself, by myself. And then when the Lord raised it, I didn't understand it because He just placed it in my heart, and it was in my heart, I didn't understand it properly. I think a year later, I moved in with my big brother because I was doing my practicals that side. And it was just the two of us in the house. That's when the Lord showed me on how I would Guga isn't a sindayo akon and not even ask help. I would move it cleaner. And it's like, why didn't you ask me for help? And he would get frustrated with me and say, why didn't you ask for help? Why didn't you call me to say, I was on pikela logo, it's big. I was on tatela logo, getting seen. That's when it clocked. And the Holy Spirit said, this is what I was talking about. It's something I have to deal with. Yes, being raised by a single parent was not my fault. It's not my fault. But it does affect me some way, somehow, because I have seen my mother do everything. And that's what I know. Because that's what I know. I've seen my mom alungisa umnyango, I've seen my mom alungisa light bulb, I've seen my mom adidimisa. I've seen my mom do everything. So I don't know how to ask for help, especially for a man. I don't believe a man can help me in any way. I believe it, Tenny. I can just do it because all my life I've seen my mom do it. It's possible. But now this is a part where now I need to heal. I need to go back to the Lord and be like, Lord, yes, this was not my fault that I had to see this, that I had to experience umzali struggling enza yonke into by herself. But this is not a way of life. Heal me from this. Ngisize, because obviously it's going to affect my husband. Ukhona here trying to make my life easier and I don't even ask for help. it's going to hurt him. So one, it's something that I have to deal with, Mina, because the Lord has helped me to bring it up, which is number one. You have to identify it. Two, deal with it. Three, communicate nomuntu oshada naye ukuthi ungamangali. There can be traits here and there of independence that is unnecessary because this is how I was raised, because this is what I grew up seeing. So if sengiyasuka kami ngidumela isitulo ngifaka ilight without asking you, don't get offended. Communicate that kahle nami ukuthi, baby, you know. So all those things, I feel like as I'm a Christian, we don't communicate that, because especially nje ukukhula sikhula ngendlela engafani, kwaletha different kinds of pain, right? Kwakona nje ukuthi I was raised by a single parent, my husband was raised nabazala bayithu bebashadile. Already this is something we need to talk about, because he has a version of umshado, I don't. Sometimes yena yebo ukhulele ekhaya nabazala bayithu bashadile, but they were toxic. He has to talk about that. He has to deal with that and say, this is what's going on. This is what happened. So I feel like these are not conversations we are having as abazalwane ekutheni. You need to prepare for umshado. Yes, so hlalile wayigcina, yes, so uthandazile. But are you prepared emotionally? Because angeke zisebenze vele. If you have things that you didn't deal with, if you have things that you don't want to communicate, because you need to communicate these things with your partner, but while dealing with them, while recognizing ukuthi angifuni ukuba unomonde who acts like I don't need my husband. For the fact that I want to get married to this man, I want to spend the rest of my life with this man, I want to share my life with him. Therefore, I need him. He needs me in order for this to work. Nanokuthi, if you don't communicate to him and you come across as pride, umngani uphakeme never wants to ask for help. And it's not that. It's literally in me to just get up and do things for myself. Even if akhona umuntu ongangisiza, uzongithola struggling ukuqukula into enkulu, simply because this is what I know, it is in me. But to him, he can interpret it ngokuthi how umngami yazi shuthi akangidinga umngami une-pride . This is where the communication part of things enters. So once we decide to say, okay, this is serious, siyangena emshadweni, unfortunately, you have to communicate, as uncomfortable as it is, but you have to communicate those things. Ngindlulela ngake nga-experience rape. As umngakho, if you're a man that once experienced rape, as so that she knows ukuthi uzofila some type of way about his sex. And then now you join hands, you pray about it together. Nkosi ngiyafuna ukushada. I want to commit to this woman, but because of this experience, our sex life might be a little bit affected. Nomngakho impatience yokuthi uyazi ukuthi wandlula kule trauma le. So I feel like these are not conversations we are having as abazalwane. It kind of seems like we could just pray everything away. Yes, but we need to identify it. We need to deal with it. It's like ubungcwele. You can't just pray ubungcwele and then don't practice it. You have to walk ubungcwele. You have to take decisions on saying, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to watch this. I'm not going to speak like this. I'm not going to talk like this. I'm not going to hang out around these people. It's a decision that you have to make. As much as ukhuleka Nkosi, help me ukuthi ngibe righteous, help me ukuthi ngiphile ubungcwele. Bese then you act upon it. It's the same thing with this. You can't just pray all the traumas away and not deal with them. They are going to show up. And your partner deserves better. You deserve better. You deserve a fair chance. Good relationship here. You deserve a fair chance in your marriage. Obviously not going to be healed completely, but at least do the work. Be aware of things that trigger you. Be aware of things exactly maza. So that now you tread carefully. So that now you see where you need to apologize with, baby, I'm sorry. I think this is coming from that. It's not about you. Partner is involved, but we just come emshadweni as if, okay, sengikhulekele, is he the right partner? Is this my kingdom partner? Yes, but what about lama traumas now? Azo affecta lo mntana band. Because it needs to be a personal prayer. I never wanna abuse my husband or my wife unintentionally because I didn't do the work. Even if it means go to therapy about some things. Sit down, talk about them, make them prayer points. Because I realized I'm a little bit insecure because abantu benginabo empilweni yami made me that way. And then now years later, I am struggling because unfortunately some of the pain, akusiyo pain esiyikhozelwe yona. Abantu who have pushed us to that point. It's a conversation we need to have. Once you realize this is serious, we are getting serious, your partner deserves to know these things. Lay a process of healing. If you see yourself ushada, if you see yourself ufuna ukuba nama long-lasting relationship, it's something you should be dealing with. Already, we akuthandazela, you pinpoint. You pinpoint. Also, nalento just move on, ungakahili completely. It's wrong. As umzalwane, it's wrong because immediately mangena in a relationship, ngifuna ukukhomba uKristu. Ngifuna lo muntu athole a best version of myself. Abone ukuthi uKristu ngempela can give you a best partner. Even if noma kuthiwa ngelilanga it does not work mhlawumbe sigcina singashadanga, but ngifuna sala ne version enhle. Ambone uNkulunkulu through me, through how I love them, through how I take care of them, how I pray for them. Uzenzele justice yokuthi noma bethiwa siyahlukana, I gave that person a best version of myself. But I feel like we are not having those conversations on saying, heal, deal with those things. Abandonment issues, deal with them. Deal with them. Zibone ukuthi azangikwazi ukuncenga. Angikwazi ukuncenga. Recognize, see, pray about it. Lord, create in me a clean heart. Heal me from all these things. But you need to see them. You need to recognize them. Mangayiboni, go and pray. Because mina uNkulunkulu angenzela a favor yokuthi angikhombise ukuthi noma see these. And I mean, I have a lot of guy friends. Like from church, abanye ngangifunda nabo esikolweni, I never even realized ukuthi kwabona I used to make them feel some type of way because I can carry plastic syndrome and not even ask for help. Not because it doesn't clock to me ukuthi how nang umuntu who has more strength angangisiza. It just doesn't clock. Because I've seen independence from my mother. That was a wrong kind because she had to survive. She had kids. She had to do it. And now it doesn't clock in my mind that I don't have to do it. But manje I have taken that ngakera, and then my husband is going to be like, oh. So it is up to me to communicate that with him. It is up to me to deal with that. Even with friends. Your friends deserved a healed friend. A friend okhombisayo ukuthi uyakholwa. Jesu ufikile noshintsho. But if you don't bring these things up to the Lord and say, Lord, yazi abangani abaningi bangidisappointed, therefore angisathembani noma ngaba nomngani nomuntu nje I'm dull about it, I'm nonchalant. Because you can't be umzalwane and be nonchalant. Asikwenzi-ke lokho la. Asikwenzi-ke la. Once wakholwa wasindiswa, you awuzenzi ngathi uyiboss. You care. You show your emotions. Ama emotions wabeka on the table. Whether indoda, whether umfazi. We talk. Because we have healed sinoKristu. Awuzenzi iboss yokungathi wena ulinde umunye akufonela phone. We don't do that. Those are games that you need to pray against. Because if I meet you and you're this nonchalant guy, I don't know what's going on. These are things you should communicate with me and be like, you know what? I've had experiences that have caused me to be like this. One of the emotions I hate the most is in a position to guess that it points it in your life. I hate that feeling. People have put me there, especially friendships. Where I have to guess. And as umzalwane, you can't do that to another person. These are things you need to deal with. Abantu who are around you, they should know you love them. You are rooting for them. You can do anything for them. Bazi. Ukuthi noma I can call them at any time. Uzongisiza anywhere they can. Once kwaba nabantu empilweni yakho who doubt where they stand with you, there are issues that you need to deal with. ukusaba ukuthanda wholeheartedly, it's an issue somewhere. Because imagine if we didn't know where we stand with Christ. We know he loves us. Once sasindiswa, we are clear he loves us. We know which once sasindiswa sesavekile from his hog. Into enza ube unsure ukuthi awukholwa. For us sasindiswa, we know. We know. One day we'll see him and he'll be proud of us and it will be a celebration. Imagine if God himself did that to us. So we can't do that to others. Abantu abaseduzwa, let them be sure ukuthi abathanda. Abazi ukuthi we rather die. Abazi nje ukuthi noma kanjani they fully have your support. Lento ekwenza uyathanda kodwa ngathi awuthandi ngathi there are issues you need to deal with. And abantu abasempilweni yakho, they deserve better. Mase sikholwa nje, we have to give better. We have to give better because sino Kristu okwazi nokusicuphisa ukuthi noma onde la ngathi sekuyaleka kule friendship le, ngathi kuyaleka le, affirm him, this and that. Ongumnikazi wothando. We can't fail ethandweni sino Kristu who is love. Ngithi mina, even if in that relationship ni end up anishadanga, but leyo muntu loyo akali experience uthando ko, akahambe ne best experience azasho umuntu okholwayo uyakwazi ukulikhombisa uthando. Nanokuhlukana kwabazalwane bakithi, hayi kuyaliwa sekunamagama anzima. No. Siyakholwa, we need to deal with these things. I feel like the emotional side of things is siyayeka, and it's just like nothing. We deal with these things. We have been rejected. We have been abandoned. We had to beg for love at some point. You have insecurities. All of those things, communicate them with your partner. Ikakhulukazi emshadweni, because here you are trying to build. And there will be kids. Labantwana, they have to find you. Babona uKristu from how you communicate with each other. Bambona uKristu, bakhule babuka uKristu through you guys. We need to heal. Deal with those things. Deal with them. Find them out. Ukuthi yini. May the Lord has helped me. I am starting to dig deep and see why did that upset me so much? Right? And then I go back and be like, Lord, please help me. I think I'm missing something. Like now that I think about it, that did upset me a little bit more than it should. What happened? Where does this come from? I'm trying to heal. I'm trying to be a better mzalwane. I'm trying to be a better daughter. I'm trying to be a better wife. I'm trying to be a better servant in the kingdom. To be a better disciples for Jesus. Because sometimes even ama trust issues esinikhona ngabantu, they even go even to him. Uyathandaza but awukhona mzokwenzakala inkosi zonke. You're not even sure. uNkulunkulu is like, but if you go back to him and be like, Nkosi, I realize nama trust issues even to you. I lay them, go away, take over. I want to trust the right people. I want to trust you, that you will take care of me. Because they've been disappointed so much, but they expected disappointment even to God. Deal with those things. If you are planning to be emshadweni anytime soon, ask yourself, have you dealt with those things? Go and communicate with your partner. At least things that you can remember that are big. Like in Jubangisho, for me, it's a number one thing. Ngikhule without a dad. I was raised by a single parent. And that comes to a lot of things. Yes, I was raised in a kaya elinothando. Now, khona was my version of love because my mom was very protective. It might be a little protective to him. And I'm like, okay. It's because my mom was alone and she had to be protective. So all of those things you need to communicate. You need to sit down with your partner and communicate. And then now you can even pray together about those things. Because may these things not be a hindrance emshadweni wethu. Nayo nje i-honest communication because may we always communicate openly. Kungabi offensive when my partner is saying, no, you are being a little too, right? Because that's how I know love. My mom was very protective of us. Because she felt like she needed to be extra protective because my dad was not here. So she had to do it all. So all of those things we need to communicate. And even if your partner agrees, babe, kodwa uyabona yini ukuthi nginokuncoma and ube like, I think there's an insecurity somewhere there because if I say, oh babe, you look so good, and you don't take that compliment, you don't trust ukuthi I actually mean it. Because abanye they can't take compliments. Akajwayelanga ukunconywa. So noma ngabe usho ukuthi hi yazabe indoda yami. He can't take it because bayanganconywa akajwayelanga ukunconywa. Ube like hamba ukudlala ngami. And it's just like, no, but really, wazoba muhle. Like you're a handsome man. Like you look good, you smell good. He can't take that. It comes from somewhere. So if I don't know, I'm like, what kind of a man is this? Like I'm trying to compliment you. You don't trust me. But if I know where he comes from, I'm like, babe, honestly, you do look good. I'm able to affirm him. Every time. Just a simple outfit, I'm going to be like, that's my husband. As a joyel, I look good. As the most handsome man. But if we don't deal with these things, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. And I do believe some of imshado yabazalwane iqedwa yilokho. Just the lack of communication. Of past traumas. Ubuyaphi. So that I understand why you react this way. Ukuthi nje umuntu akabamba ngikhole iwantu uyaphenika. So fonela umndeni wonke ibuyaphi leyo nto le. My friend is like that. If I don't answer a call, she will call my mom. She will. It comes from somewhere. So now I know, okay, if I didn't answer her call, I need to get back to her because it makes her anxious. So, kwenza ngikhona ukumsiza ekutheni akangapanic. But if I know nothing, it's a problem. But manje kwenza ngikhona ukukusiza better for you to be able to deal with this thing, to be able to heal from this. I don't get annoyed because, baby, you call all the time. It comes from somewhere. The fact that he calls all the time, it comes from somewhere. So now we are able to take baby steps and deal with this thing together. But if we don't talk about it, I'm getting annoyed. I'm like, why are you calling so many times? So now, sesiyaxabana with into besingayilungisa. Into besingakhona ukudila nayo. So all I'm saying is, take the time to heal. Let's heal. And then we have an advantage of having Christ, who is the healer. But if we don't bring these issues up to him, if we don't prepare ourselves to get emshadweni, see healed, see dealing na some of the issues. uNkulunkulu asiphi strength ukuthi communicate openly with our partner to say this and this and this and that. Like I watched this couple talking one time, ukuthi the husband was raped and the wife didn't know. Like bazibangena bashade emshadweni, like a couple of years later in the marriage, khani le ndoda isho ukuthi iyake-rage. And I'm like, why wouldn't you share that with me before shade, so that I know where you stand with sex? How do you feel about sex? Because emshadweni we're gonna have sex, and you were raped. So there's trauma in that part of things. Why won't you share that with me? You think you can just pray it away? Share that with me, because sometimes ungayithandazela into, right? Uhile vele wena from yon. You are healed ngomambela wena. But there are elements ezivelayo that as an outsider I see with why acta kanje? So I need to also know. Usho ukuthi no, ngakhuleka ngayo uNkulunkulu wangisiza ngipholile. So that nami noma kunama elements engwabona, I know how to deal with it. Because sometimes when uyayitshela vele ukuthi upholile ngento, But kusanama elements nyana vela ekutheni you were traumatized by this. So kusanama nefear nyana ekhona concerning that issue. All I'm saying is take the time. People around you deserve a better version of you. You can't just allow people to get this hurtful version of you and say they should just take it. If you call, take the necessary steps to heal. Pray about it, make it a prayer point, go to therapy, whatever it is. Go for counseling. Deal with those things. Bese uyakhona ukuhamba uyocommunicate nabantu abathandayo. Please be patient with me. This is why. This is why. Don't leave us guessing what's going on. Don't leave us trying to figure out what's going on. Especially men. At least sometimes we are even not realizing. But with men, abuse unintentionally just simply because you don't speak about something. So I just get the backlash of the traumas and I don't even understand where they come from. I'm like, I thought he was a good man. But you are a good man. Just that there are things you don't want to talk about. And talk. Strength because I love this lady. I see myself marrying her. But it's difficult for me to communicate such things with her. Help me to communicate with her. Help me to tell her, these are my struggle as a man. As I understand that where I'm coming from when I do some of the things. This is what happened to me. This is what happened to me in relationships, with friendships, with family. Men, they communicate. They push themselves to have the skill to communicate. The difficult things, the sad things, the happy things. It's okay for introduction. It's okay. I like it when you compliment me. So that I know. So that I make sure every time I'm like, my husband, it's okay. I don't know. I don't know that's important to you. Let me know. Talk. Heal. So that you don't be that man without even realizing. Heal. So that you're not that woman without realizing. But to your call. So I thought let's have that conversation. Talk to me. What have you realized about yourself that you're like, I might need to heal from this? How did you realize it? Did the Lord help you? Did you see it? Talk to me. Let's have a conversation around emotions and where we stand as Abazalwan. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so very much for watching. Jesus loves you more. I'll definitely see you next time on my next video.